An Oakland County jury finding Jennifer Crumbley guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Fox 2's Charlie Langton was at the trial the entire time. We're so glad to have this opportunity to talk to you because you have been in court and we haven't had this. So first of all, just break it down for us, this verdict and what you think of the proceedings leading up to it.
Well, it's a first in the country where you criminally charge a parent because of their murderous acts of their kid. So it's really the first. You know, it was a fascinating trial. Where do we start? You know, was there enough evidence to have the jury find manslaughter? Yes, there were. I didn't think it would come back that way necessarily, but yeah, I mean, so you have to prove manslaughter. The prosecutor has to say basically what Jennifer Crumbley did and didn't do, and whatever that was it reasonably foreseeable that her kid would go out and shoot 4 people? Now, I thought the jury might get hung up with reasonably. How do you know? How can you predict a school shooting? It's very difficult to do that. Right. But nevertheless, the acts that she did.
So that was the burden of proof.
Burden of proof for the prosecutor
was that Jennifer Crumbley had to know in some way.
Yes.
In other words, she could have prevented this.
She could have prevented it. Okay. And there are 2 theories to the prosecutor. One, stuff that she did do, like buy the gun, take the kid to the gun range, you know, and then what she didn't do, not recognize the kid's mental problems. You know, there are a couple of other things there too. Not tell the school, not look in the backpack, you know, that type of thing. So those are the 2 kind of theories. And if you did the things or didn't do those things, could you assume that the kid was going to go out and shoot up the school? Jury said yes.
I know we're very close to it because it happened here in our own backyard, but nationally a lot of legal pundits were surprised by this verdict, and a lot of people saying that they could see this being turned over on appeal.
Well, so let's talk about appeal. First of all, she will appeal. There's no question about that. And there are a couple of legal theories on appeal. 2 pieces of evidence I think are key. Number 1, the playing of the video of the actual school shooting. I saw it. Yeah. Which is, I mean, oh my, and that's the reaction everybody got. But what's the issue in this case? And the issue is really, what did Jennifer Crumbley do or didn't do? We know 4 people were killed. Right. And the defense attorney would stipulate to it. Judge, we agree. 4 people died. Why does the jury have to see that video? Does it suggest relevant evidence or emotion? And we want to keep we're lawyers, we have no emotion. We want to keep it out of it. And so everyone in the courtroom was sobbing. I mean, everyone, from the cops to Jennifer Crumbley to certainly the victims, including the jury. So I would say that's an issue. The other issue is a little more technical, but very important, I think. One of the big reasons they brought the charges was because at the time of the shooting, there was a diary in the shooter's backpack. And the diary said, basically, I reached out to my parents for help. My parents didn't do anything. Tomorrow, people will die, and they only have a day to live. But here's the problem with that. As a defense attorney, I can't cross-examine that diary. Who made it? I don't know if the shooter made it.
Why wasn't the shooter brought up to testify? Not a good witness?
No. The defense wanted to ask the shooter questions. The shooter had an attorney and said that we're going to exercise our 5th Amendment right to testify against our own interests, because his case is on appeal. Right. And the other thing, there was some kind of hints that the shooter made some statements to the psychologists, the medical people in the jail, basically saying whatever I wrote in the diary was wrong. I didn't mean it. But I can't get that evidence in because of a medical privilege. So it's a technical legal issue, but one that they spent a lot of time in this trial on that. That's an appealable issue.
We got about 1 minute left, Charlie. Take me inside the mind of a juror in this case. We're all human beings. Do they understand the impact of sending a message to this country as well when it comes to gun violence and the parents of mass shooters?
So I think the answer is no, and they're not supposed to. It doesn't matter what this verdict does for we can talk about that. The issue, did the evidence support a charge of manslaughter? I really think the strategic trial strategy, do I put my client on the stand? Defendants don't have to testify. The jury is told by the judge, if the defendant doesn't testify, you cannot consider that guilty at all. And I think people know that.
That may have been a key mistake.
And then when she testified, she was not good. She was asked, would you have done anything differently? She said no.
What kind of precedent does this set? Do we see maybe another charge like this if a kid kills someone in a drunk driving accident or something else?
So here's what I really think is going to happen with this. The procedure is, if the cops investigate, And if the police believe there's charges, the police will ask the prosecutor for charges. What I think is going to happen, the police are going to do more investigations when minors commit crimes.
Yeah.
What are the investigation? The cops are going to look to the parents. In your example, did you buy the kid a car? Was the kid a good driver?
Yeah.
Was he reckless before?
Right.
Etc. Certainly if there's a gun involved, oh my gosh, for sure. But it's the police that will be doing more investigation. And with they've got so many resources. Listen, parents out there watching this, if you've got a troubled kid, beware. Get the kid some help. Don't buy him a gun, but you got to be careful. Don't give him a car.
Yeah.
Because you will be scrutinized. I don't know if it'll lead to criminal charges, but I definitely think it's going to lead to investigation by the cops. We're already seeing that now in some other cases.
Impact on James-Crumbley-Trial, this one?
James Crumbley, listen, if I'm in the jails watching this, I'm going to say maybe I'll take a plea and cut my losses, because arguably James bought the gun. He may be more culpable than Jennifer. And if Jennifer goes down, James is probably
Remember, they're called to the school the morning of the shooting. He's in the counselor's office, gun in the backpack. The parents never say, we just bought him a gun. The counselors are saying, we're worried about what kind of harm he might cause. And they never say, we just bought him a gun and took him to the gun range.
The counselor testified that he didn't believe that the shooter was a threat that day. The dean of students went to the math class, got the backpack, and kind of made a joke, oh, it's a little heavy, and gave the backpack to the shooter. And yet they weren't charged. Listen.
Wow.
Such a
just
sad
saying,
story.
there's a lot in this case that came out. But parents, beware. Watch your kids.
That's the big takeaway.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. We'll be talking about this one for a while.